Hi, welcome to another edition of the Global Economic Outlook. My name is Philip, and I'll be taking you through some of the major events making the rounds in the global economic landscape. Today, the main story is titled Nigeria Must Not Be Carried Away by the Surge in Oil Prices. As some of you may already know, the oil price is currently above $60, which is the highest it has been in about 13 months. In fact, before the pandemic started, this is by far the highest it has been. Nigeria, of course, set its oil benchmark at around $50 for the 2021 budget. But with the price currently at $60, it gives Nigeria a lot of comfort. At least most of the things budgeted for can be met. But again, this has happened a lot, too many times. That when the price of oil goes up, Nigeria tends to forget about every other thing. But it must not happen again because it's left the country exposed time and time again. So this time around, the country must continue its diversification drive. Agriculture and manufacturing and all other things that can give Nigeria the necessary advantage, especially when it comes to exports and foreign exchange earnings. The country must continue to focus on that. Otherwise, if we depend on oil again and there's an external shock again, then the country will be left where it started. So the country, Nigeria, has to be careful that we are not carried away by this current rise, and we do what is required so that we won't be in trouble. One of the reasons causing the price increase is that the vaccination currently is giving a lot of hope around the world, and then we have to give credit to OPEC Plus that has very well managed the production quota. And then US oil shale producers are also having challenges, which means that there isn't much coming from the market as well. So these are the reasons why the oil price has been up. And if things change within that circle, then things will certainly change in the global oil market. So Nigeria must not be carried away by that. So that's the main story. But on the international scene, we also talk about Toyota planning to introduce electric vehicles to the US market. Since all the automakers, they've seen the electric vehicle market as the most viable one. In America, for instance, Biden has said they want to reduce carbon emissions. They want to they want more electric vehicles on the road. So Toyota is also trying to take advantage of that in 2021, 2022. And then we talk about Japan's economy growing by double digits in the fourth quarter of 2020. In fact, this is massive. The economy grew by 12.7%. It's way higher than analyst estimates. It also means that Japan only contracted for 4.8% in 2020. It was expected to be worse given the impact of the pandemic. But given the double-digit growth in the fourth quarter, it seems Japan will recover quickly from even the contraction this year. Then we talk of General Motors. They posted revenues of $122 billion in 2020. This is lower than what they made in 2019, but it's still impressive given the impact of the pandemic. And then IATA, the International Air Transport Association, they've declared 2020 as the worst in the history of aviation demand. In fact, as measured by demand by revenue passenger kilometers, it said that aviation demand fell by 65.9%. And the worst part of it is that even the forward bookings have declined by 70%, which means that recovery is still not as close as we might think it should be. Then Rivian is an electric vehicle company. They are planning to go public via an IPO. That should happen later this year, maybe by September. They are valued at around $50 billion. They are one of the companies trying to give Tesla a run for their money. Then we also talk about Nigeria. On the Nigerian scene, Nigeria approving the establishment of a ₦1 trillion infrastructure company The infrastructure company is expected to tackle the infrastructural challenges, and it will be run by the Central Bank of Nigeria, the Nigerian Sovereign Investment Authority, as well as the African Finance Corporation, and that's where the initial seed capital will come from as well. Then we talk about BUA Cement growing their profit by 16% in 2020. They made 95.4 billion from 82.4 billion the year before. And then lastly, we talk about Iroko TV planning to go public on the London Stock Exchange alternative investment market. Of course, they made about 80% of their revenues outside of Nigeria, outside of Africa. So their decision to list on the London Stock Exchange cannot be questioned. So that's it on the global economic outlook. Then we talk about the best places to visit in the world. You look at some of the major places: South Island in New Zealand. You talk about Paris in France. Then some other big names: Rome in Italy, and all that. You can also check that out. So that's it on the global economic outlook today. Subscribe to the channel so that you can get regular updates about what is happening in the global economy. You can also read the print edition. We'll share the link so that you can also read that. So we'll be back next week. Bye-bye.